Hey guys, I just got finished doing a ranking of all of my drugstore foundations, and because I had so many foundations in total, I decided to split it up into drugstore and high-end. So here is my high-end version. So it's just like the drugstore version, only with high-end products. So these, I'm just decided to do a ranking of all of my products, and I'm kind of starting with the base of everything, which is foundation, and going through my products and ranking each of them and what ones I reach for the most. Just like in my last video, I said that you know, if they're in my collection for a reason. I like them to some degree, so they're in my collection for a reason. So just because they might be last on the list doesn't mean that they're horrible. And also, I have an oily skin type. I have a very oily skin type, so just because I don't like them doesn't mean that they're not good for someone else, or even somebody who is oily might like them too. That's okay. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean that you can't, you know? So that's just how the world works. So I'm probably, after looking at all these and seeing how many I truly do have, it's probably time for declutter. It's probably time to get rid of some stuff. I went ahead and did this anyway before I did a declutter, because I've held on to these for a reason. So they're in my collection for a reason. So let's get started, shall we? This is one I don't know that I've talked about on camera, and that's been for a lot of reasons. I did a video not long ago about things that I forgot to mention. I had a time when I wasn't doing a whole lot of videos because I was taking care of my mom, and you know, making videos just wasn't at the top of my list. So I am back at it now, so I'm probably mentioning things that I had picked up and just forgot to talk about on camera, or, you know, that I got, used them because I couldn't wait to use them, and then, you know, I just forgot that, you know, maybe I didn't talk to you guys about them. So this might be one of those. I had a we were redoing all this down here for me to have this new setup, and I had a couch down here that we moved, and when we moved that couch we found 2 Christmas cards that had fallen out of it, and I was like, honey, were these Christmas cards we were supposed to give to someone? And they were actually Christmas cards for us from someone who had given us gift cards. To, mine was to Sephora and his was someplace, but so I used my Sephora gift card from Christmas not long ago, and that's where this came from. So I purchased a little sample size of the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. I had heard so many people talk about this and how good it was, and I was like, oh, I need to try that. I used to use Bare Minerals foundation not long ago, not very long ago, but I thought that it was so good. I thought that was like the, you know, be all end all, and I needed to have it. So you know, that's, I had it in my collection for a very long time, and then I ended up buying like the wrong shade or something, and I didn't have it anymore. So needless to say, I don't have any Bare Minerals, I don't think, besides this. But when I heard about this, I was like, oh, I need to try that. So I did. I don't like the texture. I'm not a big fan of the texture, and it could just be me. It could be the way I'm applying it. It could be I've not tried it out enough to rank it any higher, because the times I've tried it, I've not been pleased. So this last time I tried it, I don't know if it reacted to like my primer or what, but it kind of like balled up on my skin and it looked really weird. So if everybody's loving this and I'm not, something has to be wrong with me, right? No, I'm just kidding. Maybe it's just something I'm not doing correctly, or maybe I'm just not, you know, this isn't for me, and I'm glad that I got the like little sample size or whatever this is, you know, so that I could try it before I bought the big one. Next, I talked about this in my last video of things I might have forgot to mention, and the reason I forgot to mention it is because I just don't use it all that often. But this is the Huda Beauty. This is the Faux Filter Skin Finish Buildable Coverage Foundation Stick. I'm all tongue-tied today. This is a good stick foundation. This is the only stick foundation in my collection. That should say something for it. It is close to the bottom, yes, but it's only because I don't like stick foundations for my skin. My oily skin just doesn't, it doesn't do well with stick foundations. They kind of slip and slide everywhere, and I don't feel like they truly settle into the skin. So that's why I'm not a huge fan. So it's nice that you can kind of roll it up and then you can roll it back down. And I mean, Huda is a great brand, so if you're gonna have a stick foundation, she would be the one to have one from. But yeah, I'm just not a huge stick foundation girl, so that's the only reason this is so low. It's still good, it's just not my preferred type of foundation. Now this one hurt a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, because this is like one of my favorite brands of like high-end anything. I love this, and especially for complexion products. So this one was really hard, but I didn't get along with this very well. This is the Fenty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. I might have gotten like a deep shade for me, so I will say that the shade may have been off. But I did a video comparing this to the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Powder Foundation, and in that video, I didn't notice in the video, but watching that video back, I can see how patchy this looked on my skin, and I'm like, does it look like that all the time? And I just didn't realize. But yeah, like I wasn't crazy about it. And so I do use this not as so much as a foundation anymore, as like just kind of like a setting powder. So I'll set my face with it more than I actually use it for a foundation. So that's why it's a little bit lower. It's in my collection. I'm using it for sure. I still like it. It's just not one of my favorites. So that's why it's a little bit lower on the list. But I'm happy that I have it. I just was surprised that I didn't like it more. And I definitely like the L'Oreal one better. And if you saw my last video, you would know that it was a little bit higher than this one. And this next one, I got it because Raw Beauty Christy talked about it. She can talk me into just about anything. But Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation. This is a very good long wear foundation. It's not very good about like oil control or anything like that, so don't expect that from it. But it looks beautiful on the skin. It looks gorgeous when it's first applied on oily skin. So just expect to have to touch up with this one, but it's beautiful. So the good thing about this one is you can pump it out, you know, like a regular foundation, or you can use the doe foot on it for concealer. So that makes it even better. There is a fluid ounce of product in here. So if you like to use like, you know, the same foundation and concealer, you know, color, that's great. But if you're going to want a lighter concealer, of course that's not going to be the greatest thing. But I mean, if you're looking for a quick product, this is great. This is wonderful. So kind of innovation at work here, but the foundation itself is wonderful. So I do have to say I do like it very much. It's just not very long wear for me. Now this I picked up last year when I was on vacation with my husband. I got it because I wanted something to wear to the beach that was a heavy and that would kind of give me a little bit of SPF, and that, you know, would just, I'm one of those people that wear makeup to the beach, you know, look at me. Hello. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I wanted a little something on my face for SPF, but also just to have a little something on my face because I wanted it. So I went to Ulta and I picked up the It Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer. This was kind of like my first dip in the water to tinted moisturizer, and it's not bad. I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's just not my favorite. I have others I like better. And I've not used it in a while. I have the shade Light. I've not used it in a while, but I probably should try it out here since I'm more into light coverage these days. I might actually like this a little bit better, but it is like, it's full coverage. But the thing that got me, it says oil free right here, but it also says matte, and I was like, oh, I like matte. So that's why I got this. But it has an SPF of 50, and so that's why I wanted this. So I got it, and it's good. It's just not my favorite, but yeah, it is good. This one kind of hurts a little bit that it's not higher up too, because it was so expensive. It really hurts a little bit more. And I think it's a color thing on this one too, because I think the finish on it was beautiful. The Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This is a good foundation. It's not great for somebody who has oily skin. I'm not gonna tell you if you have oily skin, you're gonna love this, because you won't. At least I don't. I don't get along with it very well, just because when I did wear it, it didn't wear super long on me. I mean, it looks beautiful when you first put it on. Of course, I didn't have the right shade, so it didn't look great on me, but I mean, it's okay. I even checked it today to see if the shade would match me a little bit, and it didn't. It was too light today. Imagine that. But yeah, so I wish I liked it better because it was so daggone expensive, but I hold on to it because I love Charlotte. Charlotte has my heart, and yeah, I just wish I loved her more. I wish I'd fallen in love with Charlotte a little bit more. Like, Natasha is my number one, but Charlotte comes in very close to Natasha. I'm not going to say number two, but she comes in close. So I wish that I'd fallen in love with this a little bit more, and that, like, it was my go-to. And I used it more because of the price, but also just because I wanted to, because everybody else loved it so much. I use this in my Laura Los Angeles video. What was it? The new palette with her and her daughter, not her daughter, but her niece. What? Cloudy. What was the name of that palette? Oh gosh, I'm losing it. I used this foundation in that. Lord have mercy. I can't remember. Told you I was forgetful, but I used this in that video and I loved it. It looks so beautiful. This is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable. Somebody said something about them like discontinuing Marc Jacobs. I don't know if it was like a particular thing from Marc Jacobs, if it's the whole line of Marc Jacobs. Line, not lined. So I don't understand what's going on there, but somebody said something about that. So if that's true, I'm gonna be sad about that too. But yeah, so anyway, I like this. It looks really beautiful. It wears beautifully. It's not the most mattifying, but I can still get away with this better than I can the Charlotte Tilbury. Yeah, I really like this. It's beautiful. It's been in my collection for a little bit, and I think one of the first videos I wore this in and just truly fell in love with it was the Selena and Mac video I did like a long time ago. I just absolutely loved it in that video, and it's been one of my faves ever since. And yeah, it's a really good one. This one kind of hurts a little bit too. I'm not gonna lie, because I just talked about her. Natasha's my girl. Yeah, I love Natasha Denona. I love it. This is the Natasha Denona Transfer Matte Pore Vanishing Matte Foundation. It's a great one. It's a great foundation. I mean, like, my pores do vanish with this. I'm not gonna lie to you. The only reason that this is not a little bit higher on my list is because when I put it on, it can be a little bit drying. Like, I have to work fast with this. So that's the only reason I don't reach for this a little bit more. If it wasn't so drying, I probably would use it a lot more often. But it has like a little squeezy tube. This is expensive too. I think I got this from maybe BoxyCharm at a discounted rate, and that's why I got it. But I had the shade 22 Light. So it's a beautiful foundation, and it looks gorgeous on the skin. I can't even talk. And it truly does make your pores vanish, but it's just, it's something you have to work very fast with. So it's definitely matte. But yeah, you have to work fast. So I have two of these, and they're a little bit different in formula, but I'm still gonna group them together. I have it's the Huda Beauty Faux Filter High Coverage Cream Foundation. They got rid of the regular Faux Filter, which is what this is. This is the new version. It's the Faux Filter Luminous Matte. So I like the regular, like the old school version of it better. This was my preferred. The new Luminous Matte, I'm not a huge fan of. It dries a little too fast for me. However, I'm such a fan of this, that's why it kind of ranked up a little bit higher. I have two different shades too. One's Custard and one's Cheesecake. So this Custard is this one here, and it's a little deeper than this one. This is beautiful on the skin. A lot of people complain about the smell on this one. I'm not, like, the smell on this didn't bother me. I was more affected by the smell of the Fenty stuff. Like, I wasn't crazy about the smell of it at first, which I love Fenty. I do love Fenty, but I don't mind the smell on this. I don't find it overwhelming or anything. Like, I really like it, so I don't have a problem with it. But I love this foundation. It's really good. I do prefer the original formula, and I don't like this new stuff, but they got rid of the original formula, and all you can get is the luminous matte. So one thing I will say, if you are going to use the luminous matte, work fast with it as well. It's one of those that you have to just really hurry and work. But yeah, this is a good one. It's very full coverage, and it's great for an oily person, in my opinion. So you're gonna feel like you have foundation on with this. This is not a light coverage by any means, so just be forewarned. I think that a lot of people find that as a turn off, but sometimes, you know, that's kind of a trade-off you get with full coverage. So I don't know what people want. Sometimes they're like, and I'm not being sarcastic by any means, I'm just truly, I don't understand, like, if you want full coverage but you don't want it to feel like you have anything on, like, you can't have the best of both worlds. I wish we could, but it's not always possible. So this is good. It's wonderful. We're getting closer to the top, so this is kind of midway, and I really do like this. Getting back to a tinted hydrator. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator, and I first got the shade 40 in this one. I think it was light medium, and it was orange. It was orange. I just couldn't make it work. But then I went back and I got 30 light, and I'm so glad that I did. Number one, I got to use my Ulta points, and this was completely free. I didn't pay for this. Well, I kind of did, but I didn't. You know what I mean? So it seems free. But I love this stuff. It's so good. I love the tinted hydrator these days. I mean, like, this has a little squeezy tube on it. It's definitely one that I am reaching for quite a bit, and I do like it. I really do. It gives pretty good, I mean, like, good medium to full coverage, and I really like it. I truly do. And I think that the Wet n Wild is actually a dupe for this, but I think you get more coverage from Wet n Wild. And I'm pointing to it because it's sitting right there. It's sitting there because I just did my other ranking video. But yeah, this is really good. I like it, and I'm so glad that I got it and picked it up, because it's a really, really good tinted hydrator, and I'm glad that I have it because I'm very much into lighter coverage, especially now that I'm not working daily. Like, I like a lighter coverage if I'm just gonna run errands or whatever. So this is really good. People who know me and they see me, they're like, yeah, right, you don't wear that coverage. Really, I don't. Who am I kidding? I do a full face. Anytime I go out, I have to have a full face of makeup. That's just what I need. This used to be my #1 favorite foundation. I went through so many bottles of this in my lifetime, I lost count. It's that good. This used to be my only, like, high-end makeup product that I would get. This was something I had to have. I loved it. I went and got a sample. We have a department store called Belk, and I went to the department store. I got a sample of it once with a friend of mine. I used it, fell in love, and I've never went back. Like, this is just so good. And this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is the shade Warm Vanilla. I used to be Sand, I think was this, but I went up just a little bit to Warm Vanilla. So I love this. It's so good. Like, it has such a good this is like, if I want an all-day coverage that's gonna just look good all day long, I'm gonna go for this. This and the next one we'll talk about are probably the best ones for, like, all day looking good. So yeah, this is heat proof, sweat proof, all that kind of proof. It's good. This will always be one of my favorite and top foundations. And I used all of my last bottle, and I was like, I'm not gonna replace it. And then I went and replaced it. That's how much I like it. Okay, with all these other foundations in my collection, I still had to have this. That's how good it is. So I was talking about heat proof, sweat proof. Let's talk about Fenty. Let's talk about the Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation. This is amazing. I love Fenty, okay? Fenty, I've become such a fan of them. They have such amazing products. They do. They really do. And I love them, and they're so good. And I love this foundation. It's so good. I've used it down to here. That's how much I love it. But this is a good foundation, such a good foundation, and they have 50 shades. They may have even extended their shade range, but I think at one point it was 50. So yeah, if you need a good shade, get this one. And this is like my closest skin tone shade, like in my natural state, without self tanner on. Without self tanner on, this is my normal shade, and it's 185. This is what my skin looks like. This is the closest match I have, and I think that's why I reach for it a lot and why I love it so much. But yes, I love this. It's so good. I'm so glad I have it. Next, keeping along with Fenty, is the Eavesdrop or Easy Drop. I'm not sure exactly how you say it, but it's the Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint, and this is the shade 5. I love this. I think there's like 25 shades on this one because it can like be a little bit more flexible across skin tones because it's a lighter coverage. It's good. It's really good. It's my favorite skin tint. High end, that is. So I really, really love this. It's beautiful. I wear it a lot. It kind of has like a soft matte finish to it, so it's not very dewy when it's finished, and it's just beautiful. I love this stuff. It's so, so good, and I'm so glad I have it in my collection because it's just beautiful. Fenty knows what they're doing with complexion products. The only thing that kind of was a miss for me was the powder foundation, and maybe that was my use. Maybe I need to use it with a brush. So anyway, I just really love this, and I think it's great. And another Fenty product, I guess I could have grouped these together, but I didn't want to because I do kind of like this one the best out of all of the Fenty products. This is my Fenty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I love this. It's a hydrating foundation, and I love it. I love to wear my matte Fenty primer with this, the hydrating foundation. It's so good. Can you see how much I've used it? Like, I mean, I've used quite a bit of it. It's good. It's really, really good. And like I said, this is like my closest skin tone shade, 185 when I am not self-tanned. So this is a good foundation, and I just absolutely think that it's top notch, really. And you couldn't look for something that has such a much better finish than this. And I really love it. So this is truly the best hydrating foundation I have. I'll say that. We're down to the top 3. We're down to top 3, guys. Top 3. So this next one I have 2 different shades in. So I have 2 different products in my hand, but it's the same thing. It's 2 different shades, but it's the same product is what I'm trying to say. This is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I have 2 shades. I have light 3 and medium 1.2. Light 3 was way too light. Way too light. And then medium 1.2 in my natural state is a little too dark, so I can mix them when I'm in my natural state and it'll look good. And then if I'm, you know, in my shade now, I can use this one with a little bronzer and make it work. So I like these. I like them a lot. It has a beautiful soft matte finish, just like it says, and it's just a beautiful foundation. It wears beautifully. It looks great on oily skin. I even know people who don't have oily skin who like it, so it's just a good one. It's just a really, really good one, and I can't recommend it enough. So yes, this is number 3. And no, I didn't number every one of them because I just didn't take the time to do that because I get myself confused. So I just know I'm down to the top 3. I have 2 shades in this one too, and it's because I needed a different shade. But I'm glad I did because I needed a deeper shade today. I'm wearing this one today. This is my number 2, but I'm wearing it on my face. This is the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. Too Faced Born This Way matte. I love this. I'm wearing this one today. This is the warm nude shade, and it's all over my face today. It's so beautiful. I love this foundation. It's so gorgeous. It just looks good. I mean, my skin looks really good. I wear it with the e.l.f. The new putty primer, the green one, and yeah, it looks really good. Really, really good. So I have the shade Vanilla and Warm Nude. Warm Nude's what I got on today. Vanilla's more close to my natural skin tone. So I'm glad I have 2 shades. This one was the first one I got. I hate returning things. I'm just really a bad person when it comes to that because I'm always like, if I return it, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I thought about returning it, but I didn't, so whatever. But yeah, these are beautiful, beautiful finish, and I love them. And this is number 1. Had it not been for this one, that last Born This Way matte would have been number 1. But this one is my number one, and I'm putting it as number one because it's being discontinued. So I may not have it next year or next time I do this, whatever that is. So this is a little bittersweet that it's being discontinued. I'm very sad, but I have the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. I love this foundation. This is such a good foundation. It's the Comfort Matte foundation. It smells like peaches, which makes it that much better. I love this. I went through 2 things of this. Two. Since I started this huge makeup collection, I went through 2 things of this, and it's over a fluid ounce, so that tells you how much I like this. This is good stuff, and I went through quite a bit of this. This is the shortbread shade. It's good. It's really, really good. I don't know why they're getting rid of it. I don't, and I'm so sad. I'm so sad. And then they're getting rid of the setting powder too. My heart's broken. I need to get a backup. I probably need to do that right now. I need to go do that because I keep saying it and I'm not going to wait around and it's not going to be available anymore. But yes, this is my number one foundation right now. Again, I may not have it. The next time I do one of these videos, I may not have it. So that's why I put it at number one. But I truly do love it. Like, it's really that good. I reach for it all the time. I love it. It's good. It's that one that never lets me down. Like, I can put it on and know that it's gonna be good. But the Born This Way matte, when I first got it, I wasn't crazy about it. I was like, it's okay. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. It's okay to take over for this one, but I'm still gonna miss this one. Like, this one cannot be replaced, but I can deal with the Born This Way matte. But there will never be a replacement for this one, for sure. This is a good one, a very good one. So there is my ranking of all of my high-end foundations. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was fun and enjoyable to watch. If you have not checked out my drugstore ranking of my foundations, go do that because I have a lot more foundations than that one. A whole lot more. I'm a foundation junkie, what can I say? I just can't help it. I was gonna do like foundations and then skin tints like CC creams, you know, in a separate thing. I just grouped everything together. I just grouped it all together. So you got everything. I didn't include Mary Kay in this. Mary Kay is amazing. Mary Kay is top notch in my opinion. It's right up there with the Too Faced. It really truly is. Like, I love it. So I wear it all the time. To me, Mary Kay's not high-end and Mary Kay's not drugstore. So I didn't really have a category for it, but I truly love my Mary Kay. I do. I use it all the time. I love it. I have a complete Mary Kay section in my makeup. So yes, I do love Mary Kay. And it's wonderful. But I didn't include it in all this. But I thought about it and I just didn't. So the CC cream is great. The matte foundation is my favorite for Mary Kay, if you want to know that. So yes, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are doing well, and I appreciate you watching. If you like these kind of videos, please let me know by liking this video. I'm hoping to do my concealers next. It's not as extensive as this one, so I probably won't have to break it up and do, like, you know, drugstore and high-end. I say that and then I'll get into it and I'll be like, oh, I do have to break this up. But just thinking about it right now, I don't think I'm gonna have to. So hopefully that will be coming very soon, and yeah, I'm excited about it. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you so very much. If you are interested in this romper, yes, it is a romper. I always say I'm not gonna stand up because the angle's weird, and it is, but I'll stand up and let you see. If you're interested in this romper, it is from my boutique, Magliona's boutique, and it's available right now. As long as it is not sold out, I will link it for you. So yes, I will link this down below if you're interested, and if we're sold out of this one, please check out everything else we have, because we have a lot of beautiful things. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.